Hi, welcome to Cat Rent Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin. Shit, fuck it. Anyway, outside the issues. Hey, yo, what's happening? We're going to make this fun because there's nothing to talk about. They're not home. They left the door wide open, so I just came in. And we got Carson here. What's up, Carson?
Yeah, just would be KR90 here. Just, ran out of food, unfortunately. Happy to be here, though.
Sad state of affairs.
And the man, the myth, oh, wait, we can't call you the legend because we have one already. The True Man True, baby.
I'll be the legend's understudy. This is the almost great legend, and I am almost coming at you live. I got the sniffles tonight, guys, so if I sound a little weird or depressed, I'm not. I just can't breathe.
So let's dive right into it. But let's first off, I want to ask somebody, anybody see any good movies lately?
I saw the Downton Abbey movie.
Did you really?
Yeah. You want to know what happened?
Yeah.
Nothing for 2 fucking hours.
I'm like completely shocked that you said that.
I took my girl to see this movie and I got all the points in the world. And I spent all those points running down this fucking movie on the way home in the car. It's you know what, there's this big swell of music and this dramatic thing where a rich woman puts chairs out in the rain. I don't know what the fuck it's about. It's a series that was on for like 8 years, and the movie insists upon itself that you know who these characters are and what their motivations are, and it doesn't explain anything to you. And I'm just like, what? And at the end, Maggie Smith's character is like the grandma or whatever, right? And this show is on forever. She's 1,000,000 years old, and you think, how do they make this dramatic? Oh, they kill off Maggie Smith, right? No, they just tell you she's gonna die, and you're like, that's not a surprise. She's 90. Of course she's gonna die.
That's awful, man.
It's like I went to the doctor, and it turns out I'm sick. No shit, you're 90.
And
I'll tell you what, though, I watched It Chapter 2 as well, and only one of those movies put me to sleep, and that was It Chapter 2.
And you didn't like it?
It was not good.
Okay. Hey. C. Wood, you want to hit the chat or talk about your movie?
Yeah, I'll do both, actually. After I was going to make my chairs in the rain joke from the Blade Runner thing, but we'll pass that. But anyway, you get it. We got Comic Man Andy. He's in the chat with some popcorn. I just ate a bunch of popcorn, so I know how you feel, Andy. Thanks again for being on Modern Men last Tuesday with us, Andy. Very much appreciate your attendance. Ben Compton also in the chat. He was in that Modern Men chat. I think he has a package on the way, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he does.
Ricky Markstat, what's going on, man? I always like seeing Ricky in the chat. We got, he's a lurking. He's wearing that blue blazer. We got Perry Comics saying, yo, what is going on? We also have Rod Just a Rican and his comics in the chat. What is going on, Roddy? And
Just a Rican just hit 900 subs, so shout out Just a Rican for the 900 subs. We at the Comic Core are right around where you just get 750, so everybody who follows Just a Rican, sub us up. Come on.
He likes that background. And then, oh, man, we got the media mailman himself. I hope for Ben Compton's sake that Jason Smith isn't doing media mail on that package of Batman Batwang or whatever that was the other day. So there's that. And looks like we're good on the chat. So hopefully everyone's doing well. I actually saw 2 movies myself this week. Gotta love that AMC A-list thing. I can just go whenever I want, basically, for a monthly fee. The first one I saw was the new Rambo Last Blood. It's pretty much a Rambo good time. It's 90 minutes. Not as good as Rambo 4. Obviously not as good as First Blood. But kind of compare Rambos 2 and 3 and throw that Charles Bronson Death Wish 3 style into it. That's pretty much Rambo Last Blood.
John Rambo, is that Rambo 5 or is this Rambo 5?
This is Rambo 5. John Rambo
was Rambo 4.
Rambo 4
just guns down
Rambo / John Rambo. That one's actually pretty good. I think that's my second favorite one.
I like him liquefying Cambodians. There's something just very satisfying about the practical effects in that movie.
Yeah.
I have not seen the new Rambo, but let me ask you this, Carson. Does Last Blood leave an opening for more blood?
You kind of want me to spoil if he dies or not at the end? Is that what you're asking?
I just want to know if it sets it up for a sequel or if this is going to be the final Rambo.
I will say it's Rambo. There's always room for more blood.
Yeah, we like that.
There we
I
go.
like.
I don't
I
care if he's
like.
in the
I
old
like
folks'
that.
home with Abe Simpson. There will be room for more blood. And the second movie I went and saw tonight, just got back from it actually. I went and saw The Shining in 4K in a movie theater.
That's
And
amazing.
it was badass. I realized not only have I not seen The Shining in theaters, I've never seen a Stanley Kubrick film in a theater. And
Ooh.
it was an experience to say the least. I was so happy I got a chance to see it. Apparently, I was reading online before this because I was wondering if it was a one-time, because they only had one showing of this thing on just today only. So I
It's like a
read
Fathom event.
online. I think, yeah, it's kind of like a Fathom event type. I think it's only tonight, and the day the Blu-ray 4K drops Tuesday. So if anyone actually wants to go see The Shining in theaters, I believe it's supposed to drop again on Tuesday at a theater near you, basically. So my AMC A-list actually let me get a ticket to it. So I was like, well, I got to now. So it was, it's The Shining, still holds up, still phenomenal. The 4K remaster was great. Sounded really good in the theater I was in. Usually when I watch a movie my whole life on like small screen or DVD or Blu-ray, sometimes I really don't get a chance to appreciate the sound as much as when I go and see it in a movie theater. So for me, when I saw this, like, I didn't realize how quiet of a movie The Shining was for the first half. It's just almost like a cerebral experience where it's just a lot of visuals and dialogue. And then when you hit that last act, it's just in your face and in your ears too, with the music and everything going crazy. And I will say this too, the 4K colors are amazing as well. When he goes in room 237, that's actually like the first thing you notice are like the dark purples and the greens just pop. It's almost like, Joker-esque a little bit, when he sees that woman and she turns into ugly old grandma with the nasty looking prosthetics. It was an amazing experience. If I have time Tuesday, I wouldn't mind almost going again, but yeah, definitely check out The Shining if you guys can see it in theaters while they're having this limited engagement.
They did a showing of The Shining. It wasn't in 4K. I think it was just the original film.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't digitized at all. This was a couple of years ago, I think, and it was around Halloween time at a small run theater in the city, the Charles, and in Baltimore. And I got a chance to see it on the big screen, and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
A movie that I'd love to go see in a theater experience like that would be 2001.
Yes, I was
Another
thinking the same
great
thing.
Kubrick film that is a lot of visual build up and mind fuckery before you really get to the story itself. And I think The Shining, like you said, sound design wise, every piece of that movie is a slow build.
Yes.
And that just makes it pay off so much more. Beautifully shot flick, and I'm kind of trying to see if I can go see that on Tuesday. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, as soon as it hit that opening scene with the helicopter shot and it's going like right along that yellow Volkswagen Bug, it looks phenomenal. But yeah, the other cool, tiny little minuscule thing has nothing to do with the movie. I noticed it was just awesome being able to go to a movie, have one preview, and then the movie starts. That was awesome. They only had the one preview for Dr. Sleep, and the movie just started, so it was great.
I would have loved to see Clockwork Orange.
That movie is one of my favorite movies, and it messes in my head every time I watch
it. The original book was only printed one time in the United States, and that was in a Rolling Stones magazine. I would love to read it.
It's almost impossible to read.
Any of it is
right, but it's the slang that he uses in the movie is a slang that the author kind of created as a futuristic. This is what slang will be.
Really?
And and he speaks that way through the entire book. It's narrated in that fashion, and it's a lot to take in. It's very, very fun to check out, but it's at the same time it is a hard read.
Yeah, sounds like it'd be a decent supplement right after watching A Clockwork Orange, because I've read about it too. I haven't read the actual book, but I have read about a lot of what you just said, where he utilizes that slang without really explaining or translating it. It's just laid out in front of you, and it's up to you to figure it out.
Right, and there's something to be said for that. It's a really cool way to experience the story, but at the same time, man, there's a learning curve as far as ingesting all that information.
Well, did you Drew, did you ever read anything by. You guys might have to help me out. Chuck Palahniuk, the guy.
I know
did,
you're
The
talking
guy
about
who did Fight
guy.
Club.
Yeah.
I read Fight Club.
Okay, so I read Haunted by him,
Mm-hmm.
and it came out like in 05, like 06, 05, around there. And that is a very hard read. Like the way he writes is really hard to read, but it's some twisted shit. It's about this guy jacking off in a pool and his intestines get sucked out. It's awful. Sorry.
Huey says it's pronounced Paul Anuk.
Palahniuk. But I wanted to jump into some things before Kat's going to be joining us here. But the the Crisis on Infinite Earths, the DC Crisis. We found out today or this week that Tom Welling and Erica Durance,
yeah.
yeah, they're both reprising their roles as Clark and Lois. We also found out that Linda Carter is going to be reprising her role as Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
And the one that shocked me, and I'm trying to find her name, is from Birds of Prey. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She played Huntress on the short-lived
new Huntress in the movie.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's who is she married to? It's gonna drive me nuts.
You're right. I'm trying to think of what the
that one's not like Dina Meyer, is it?
Well,
I'll look it up.
I'm trying. The girl that played
Huntress is making an appearance here.
Yeah, the girl that played Huntress on the old Black.
Oh, Ashley Scott. Yeah, I think she is of Jericho fame, if I remember right.
Yes, she's kind of hot too.
Yeah, Jericho, really good show if you guys hadn't checked it out.
So, and then also a little bit of Marvel news, and I'm sure everybody's already heard it, but Kevin Feige is taking over the Star Wars franchise.
What? I didn't hear that. Star Wars is going to get so much better.
It is. It's going to.
Man, is Kathleen Kennedy going to get shot in front of a firing squad and they're going to put it on live internets so we can all watch it?
She's not involved after this one. She has no credit.
Yeah. She'll probably end up on a ship that gets shot at for 4 hours, and then somehow they can't figure out how to penetrate the shield. And
you know what we should do?
Blow everything up.
You know what we should do? We should do a running on a fuel gag in a franchise that has never considered fuel before for 70 fucking years. They've never talked about fuel once. Sure, they've got to have it. Sure, I'm assuming that there are reactors on these ships, but they have never once ran out of gas before, and they're running out of gas. Come the fuck on, right?
Well, I mean, they said they're putting it's Kevin Feige, the guy that plays Happy.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah.
And
more of that.
And the guy that created
he's still money, he doesn't even know it.
Yeah, and the guy that made Rebels.
Okay, yeah, I'm down with it. Yes. Why didn't they do this in the first place?
Yeah, I mean,
it's just like, oh, we wasted 8 years making 2 shit movies and 3 great spinoffs, and what do we have to show for it? Nothing. Let's get Feige in here and have him unfuck this.
I mean, the first one was basically the original movie, shot for shot.
Yeah, I do not have a problem with The Force Awakens. I don't. It's a really great nostalgia fan film that throws in some new nods and opens up some new doors for new stories to be told. But then The Last Jedi just came in and was like, oh, you were playing with these toys? Fuck it, we're going to set them on fire. It's like when your mom has a friend over and she brings the friend's son. He's like your age and he likes G.I. Joes. And your mom's like, play nice. And then he comes in and starts breaking your fucking G.I. Joes. And you can't just punch him in the head. He's a guest. But you want to punch him in the head. Mine was a
Voltron.
It doesn't matter what it was, Chad. If he buried your Destro in the dirt, or if he broke off Optimus Prime's wheels, it doesn't matter why he did it. He's just an asshole. And that's what Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson team up is.
That's right, Jason Hamilton. You fucking came to my house and broke my Voltron wing, you piece of shit.
Fucking asshole.
Fucking Jason Hamilton.
That's it's just one little fucking brat kid comes over, and you got to try to be nice to him. And he goes home, and then all of a sudden, Lion-O is missing his sword. How do you play with Lion-O without the sword?
He can't summon the other Thundercats without the Eye of Thundera. Fuck.
Bitches.
All I know is he left the
We're
in the microwave too long.
Trauma here.
Dude, did you ever put soap in a microwave?
No.
It creates
I've got
mass. I literally felt like a god when I did it because I created mass and it never changed its mass. So, like, I created more mass out of mass and it just was amazing.
Chad created a perpetual motion machine by putting soap in the microwave. It's the key to unlocking the unlimited potential of energy in this country. Yeah. It'll solve climate change.
Microwave the soap.
You got to microwave the soap.
I want to go to like Xandar and like it just like starts. Hey, I know you. Are you guys home?
Yeah, I just got back.
I didn't hear you come in.
I didn't hear you come in.
Yeah, Odin's pretty. He's pretty asleep right now. So.
Well, I added some things to your to the shelves.
I see that. I love the shark.
Yeah.
Carson Shark has never looked better.
He's doing the Macarena.
Yeah, he is.
At the half
left shark. I see Rick's hanging out.
Rick's always hanging out.
Rick looks great.
And your cat, I replaced it with one that just
sorry, I started the microwave.
Flips people off.
Yeah.
So people can get a good look at those gimmicks.
Oh yeah.
And Comic Man Andy, damn it, wants to know right now, what is Mark eating?
Well, Mark's eating up the same thing I'm eating, which is chicken and rice casserole.
Nice.
Casserole.
Stuff of champions.
Well, we missed you.
I missed you guys too, but I had to keep a teenager from getting beat up by a bunch of Girl Scouts.
That's a noble quest.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
laughing with a pack of Samoas.
So we were just talking. We were talking about the Arrowverse crossover and kind of leading into Batman getting an Alfred.
You dropped part of your candy there, buddy.
Oh, nice. Who's out? Chad?
We can officially say that. Where is he? Westworld star Jeffrey Wright will be joining Jonah Hill, who is playing the villain in the Batman movie. The Batman's going to be loosely based around a Long Halloween, I heard.
Okay, that makes sense.
Good luck cramming all that into one movie.
Yeah.
Because they said Jonah Hill's probably going to play the Penguin.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
Apparently, Matt Reeves didn't watch Justice League or BVS and didn't realize the less is more approach might work for him.
Did you guys know that Neil Gaiman's Sandman is coming to Netflix?
Yeah, sure did.
I did not.
Can't wait. It's going to be great, hopefully. Gaiman's been shopping this thing around since the early 90s, so the fact that he actually finally cashed out, bought into Netflix, means they probably got the right script together, and he's got the right amount of money and backing. So
does he own Sandman?
Yes.
How does that work? Because isn't it a DC property from isn't it
some part of agreement that he made when he created the comic originally? I think
when
basically
he was like, okay, well, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to buy it.
Like they can do in the comics, they can use Sandman whenever, but it has to be approved or denied by Gaiman. So if they make a story with Sandman in it and it sucks, Gaiman can be like, "You're not doing that. That's stupid," and then they can't do it.
Can't they just put the Kirby Sandman back in?
I hope so.
That one works.
Like they
I
could.
hope so.
That's why it was kind of a big deal.
Totally different character.
Am I correct? Inside the issues for a second. Yeah, it's a different character.
Yeah, I've never read Gaiman's Sandman.
Oh man, it's good.
I get that. I hear that a lot.
I like Lucifer.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, the art in it is beautiful.
I don't know that all of the DC supernatural stuff. I know that I'm going to catch a lot of heat on this show for saying it. Not my cup of tea. But I also feel the same way about the Marvel Supernatural stuff too. I'm not a huge fan of, Blade and Midnight Suns and Morbius and all that. It doesn't do much for me.
There we go. Death.
What is it? Death.
Yeah.
She looks great.
Yeah.
What was, so did that ever get cleared up? Like what her first appearance in the DC universe was?
Oh god, they're still debating that one. So apparently, it's not the action of Luthor anymore. It's was a Captain Atom comic or something. I don't know. But we're going outside the issues.
Ricky Marchstat says Jack Black is the Penguin. I'd watch that.
That'd be pretty funny.
I like better.
And John Favreau is also creating for the Disney Plus, a Star Wars Christmas special.
Yes. 1,000 times yes. I think if I get Wookiees running at each other for a half hour unintelligibly with no subtitles, if I can get that, that's all I really want.
Kind of the hand Peter Parker takes on. I'm just reading like some of the feeds that came in. So Bill Murray was on the set of Ghostbusters, so
nice
in full garb. And the Ghost Rider Marvel Studios rumored to have plans for the satanic superhero on the big screen, but I thought TiVo said that wasn't happening.
What's that?
Ghost Rider? I think Hulu shot it down.
The Ghost Rider solo series is not happening.
Yeah.
Does not mean that the Ghost Rider will not be appearing in Midnight Suns or Spirits of Vengeance or whatever they plan on doing with those characters.
All right. Well, the last bit of the Smallville star Michael Rosenbaum will not return as Lex Luthor because he doesn't want to shave his head. And we got Fish Tropic in the chat.
Get him a bald cap. Is it really that hard?
Well, I heard with Rosenbaum, like they basically called him, but they didn't tell him what the role was, and they didn't guarantee any money. So he's just like, "I'm good, thanks."
Really?
Serious offer.
Wait, what about money? I like money.
But he looks good with the shaved head, though.
Who's offering money to do what?
Mark, what's
Apparently
on your hat?
He was not offering money.
I need to see Mark's hat. Mark, what's your hat say?
Indiana.
Indiana, look at that.
It's in case he ever gets lost.
Great.
They know where to return him.
I'll figure out a way home.
I thought it was one of those MAGA hats. Make Indiana great again.
I've been trying to get a hold of Ashton Kutcher for like 2 days, and he won't answer his phone.
Well,
because he tweeted his phone number out.
Well,
I'm pretty sure he probably changed that.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Because he wanted to explain to everybody that he didn't have a three-way with him and Demeen. Why would you say you didn't have one? If she's saying you did, as a dude, I'd be like, okay, yeah, so.
Well, you have to also remember who he's now married to and their whole kid situation.
What's their kid situation?
They got kids. They got little kids. And he's probably trying to present himself to be more mature, to get more mature roles, things like that. And he probably likes the idea of being perceived more as a family man and less of like a playboy.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying?
Okay.
I'm just saying,
perception.
Old Demi Moore wants to throw it down on you and another dude at the same time. You just let that shit happen.
I'm down. But hey, Drew, I'm gonna
wait. I thought it was girl guy.
It doesn't really even matter, to be honest.
Kind of does.
No, hot ass old Demi Moore's like, let me put my old Crypt Keeper snatch on you. You just go, okay, whatever.
Man, that Titans.
What did you say?
I said that Titans. What a great show.
How are you liking this?
Let's make a t-shirt, guys. Everybody in the chat, hashtag it. Crypt Keeper snatch.
I'm with Chad. I don't care. What?
Carson's face is priceless right now.
Carson.
Yes.
What about those Titans?
There was a show called Titans that came on last Friday on the DC streaming app. And what all happened this week? We had Starfire. She's still hanging out with a dude who kidnapped her. Turns out this guy basically hero worships Starfire because she's the queen of, her planet. But we also get that Blackfire tease, which I'm sure Kat's excited all about. But My
Yeah.
one thing is, I was reading a bit about this online, and someone made an interesting point. Didn't she come to Earth to kill Raven and then lose her memories?
Yep.
And now she's just hanging out on Earth.
I think they're trying to
Yep.
forget. I think they're trying to forget everything that happened in season 1.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I
They're
don't necessarily
just
see
moving
that. I
on.
think it's really well explained in the fact that like she came to Earth to kill Raven. She lost her memories. How long has she been gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you didn't really see her arrive in episode 1. She was kind of just there.
How did her ship get into a building with no wall? I mean, like there are no doors. That nobody saw it.
Wasn't it cloaked?
I mean, so cloak
It
makes
was
you able to,
cloaked.
but you can phase into a
Hey,
building then?
hey, Tamaranian technology. Okay, Tamaran is basically a hellhole and a paradise. Had a baby. I'm excited about it. So let's see more of their tech, because apparently a Tamaranian ship can do this.
And honestly,
It can also lock people from the outside in for 10 years.
yeah, and they have food. The kid that plays Jason Todd,
Yeah.
he looks like the chick that's playing Batwoman.
Ruby Rose.
Yeah, they look a lot alike.
They're both pretty.
Like
They both
as
have
a-
the same haircut.
I don't think you want to be described as pretty as a dude, right? Am I wrong?
She tells me to sit down and shut up and be pretty all the time, so I don't know.
Oh, and then
Tamaran look pretty.
and then also on that show, count when they're in their training facility and you see the lockers, right?
Uh-oh.
We
lost Drew.
Drew.
Drew got mad.
How dare you call Jason Todd pretty? I'm out of here.
No,
I think his mic was
I
goofing up.
think all the
But-
Robins are pretty boys.
but-
Let's be honest.
but there's two extra lockers. So would one of them have been
Roy Harper,
Roy Harper.
and the other one's Aqualad.
Yeah, but there's one more. I think there's one more.
And then there's a dead teammate.
Well, I would have
Guaranteed someone died.
because they've already mentioned Jericho and
Yep.
he's already been killed off.
Yeah.
So
So
it could be Jericho.
how about a speedster? Could there be a speedster?
Yeah, they could say they had Wally. That would be disappointing if they already killed off a Wally West, though.
That would be
Very
sad.
disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
He could be a Flash already, though.
Look, Wally's always dead.
That too.
Lost
Like
in
Wally's-
the or something.
All right. Well,
What?
that's that.
Yeah, the other thing that happened on there was you had they were in basically the danger room doing their blindfold training for whatever reason, and Jason gets owned by Raven. Her powers activate beyond her control, and then Jason basically has a hissy fit right after and says some very derogatory things toward Raven. That Tim Dick has to come in and kind of break up the verbal spat. And then that kind of leads to Jason wanting to, become his own man once again and go out and get Dr. Light himself. Gar finds out where Dr. Light is at using kind of like the light energy and the infrared sensors or whatever. And they go after Dr. Light. Dr. Light gets his ass whipped because, he's post mind wipe Dr. Light. So he's been probably lobotomized like an identity crisis. So he gets his ass kicked. Luckily, like an identity crisis, he had the wherewithal to hire Deathstroke, he is so cool. All he has to do is show up in costume, and Jason's screaming like a little baby, getting his ass kicked, leaving blood trails. So what do you guys think about Deathstroke's first in-costume appearance here?
I like that they took the less is more approach to it,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. Deathstroke is now a villain that you kind of can't wrap your mind around how evil he can be at this point. He's been very quiet. His interactions with Dr. Light were very subdued. You can tell he's very methodical. I dig it. And I like his plan to basically use Light to drag them out. Yeah, it's pretty diabolical. I love the fact that we have our Titans in different roles. within the tower to try to draw Dr. Light out and see where he is. He puts Gar on the computer, basically watching something. They're doing superhero stuff. They're split up like a team. They're sectioned off. And I really dig Jason taking it too far. And I said in the last episode when we talked about this that I don't see them really doing the Red Hood thing anytime soon. That might be sooner rather than later.
I think he gets killed off this season.
And then he'll come back next season.
Yeah. I think something like that is going to happen. But I mean, there's going to be a delay. Like, I think doesn't Titans take like a break like all of the shows do? And then they start back up.
Yeah, small hiatus.
So I think we'll have a part 1 to the season, and then we'll have a Red Hood season. I dig the show. It's a lot better than it was last year.
Agreed.
But I can't say that much about the Spider-Verse coming up.
Oh, are we going to jump into that already?
I'm going to let Kat say what she wants to say, then I'm going to give it over to Drew for a minute.
All right, so I'm going to agree with basically everything that's been stated on this. This episode was fantastic. This season so far has been miles better than what the first season was. Starfire actually is starting to look like Starfire to me. Of course, Hawk and Dove are amazing.
Minka Kelly,
all the way. Jean Grey agrees with me, but I will tell you, I may have screamed as soon as they said Blackfire. I was waiting for them to say Commander, but they never did, unfortunately. And I want to see that battle between Star and her older sister. I want to see that go down, but we shall see if it actually happens or not. Hello, disembodied hand. Anywho, I'm excited. I'm hoping we actually get to go on Tamaran and to see a bit more of that world. We don't see Tamaran that much in anything, to be honest. It's here and there in origin stories, but I would love to see at least like a 2-episode little strength.
Now, did they give did they give her captor / lover a name?
Yeah, but I didn't care.
Okay. Yeah. I was a bit.
He's Hot Royal Guard number 3. He's the one that she slept with.
Right.
I mean, if you know anything about Tamaranian culture, sex isn't really a huge thing for them necessarily, the same way that like nudity isn't really a huge thing for them. So, I mean, to be honest, would she really be hung up over it?
Depends on how hung up he is, or I mean, just tongue. Is he sporting one of those Orlando Blooms, or is he an Orlando late bloomer? Well, I thought this episode was great in a lot of different ways. I definitely second what you said about Starfire. I think that her necklace and her garb is definitely echoing the traditional Starfire costume in a much better way than anything that she wore in season 1. Any one of her hooker outfits from season 1. I think that Rose was also really cool in this episode. I thought her fight with Dick was pretty cool. I dug that. And also I was a big fan of the Deathstroke stuff. But more than that, I just want to be a horse farmer with Minka. The sooner we can get this all over with and me and Minka can just raise horses, the better.
Really, Drew? Really?
Yeah, Mark. Really?
Really?
I'd probably say
Really?
the one thing I forgot to talk about.
Really?
Come on.
Listen, Mark. I'm telling you the truth.
But it's Minka Kelly.
Minka Kelly.
Minka Kelly, I mean, I understand.
Minka Kelly.
God.
I want to raise horses with Minka Kelly, Mark. Is that too much for me to ask for?
Mark, it's hot in here. Can you turn the air on?
No. Do you think I get air in my box?
Got you there.
Isn't that what the holes are for?
Yeah,
Just stand over top of me and blow. Oh, that sounds wild.
Now.
Well, I could always let Jean in the room. She'll hang out with you.
Yeah.
No, I'm cool. I'll eat my pumpkin seeds.
Well, don't grow a pumpkin in you now.
You want any casserole? It's good.
I'll get some here in a
Yeah,
minute.
hand it up.
Okay.
Can I get some casserole?
Here.
That would be. Then you just put a whole bunch of rice in your mouth.
Good casserole.
Anyway,
What's the next topic, Chad?
I got one for you. Before we dive into the Spider World and Marvel DC problems, let's talk about the fact that Funko Pops have officially jumped the shark. And the reason why is that this spring we are getting our first ever animated from artist and director Teddy Newton, former Pixar artist, an animated movie.
The Funko Pop movie?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All
It
right,
works
sell
for
them now,
Lego.
gang. Sell your Funkos now.
Work for Lego.
So are they gonna just like all walk around and fall over because they're big old heads?
That's what. See, but here's the
Some
thing.
of them will be bobbleheads, and the Star Wars ones will have
The
a
bobble-
base. And they'll
then
have to
they'll pop
wiggle
off
around on their
easily.
base.
You're not going to get any of the Star Wars. You're not going to get any of the Disney. You're not going. Well, I mean, fuck. You can't even have the Simpsons on it now.
I don't know. It depends, man, because I'll tell you what, the Lego movie found a way to license so much stuff. And Ready Player One found a way to license so much stuff. I think the Funko movie might have the opportunity to do so as well. All of these companies have partnerships with Funko. So I don't think it's really that far-fetched to see them. It depends on who's producing the movie.
Warner
And-
Brothers.
Okay, so you're going to get a bunch of DC garbage Funkos. Okay.
Yep.
And Harry Potter. It's going to be Harry Potter meets Batman, the movie.
Is
With
HBO?
Scooby-Doo. I'm
You
down
might
for
get
that.
some Game of Thrones.
Yeah, sure. Khaleesi and Scooby-Doo teaming up with
Hey.
Batman And,
There's a lot of Danny Funkos.
and Hermione Granger.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be super fun. Harry Potter ones. All right. We got the Addams movie coming out. We got Disney talking about a Godmother movie. And now we've got Spider-Verse happening over in Sony.
I don't believe that it will happen.
Right now, the director of Morbius and the writers of Morbius are writing a Madam Web movie.
I don't believe that we're actually going to get a Morbius movie until I see it.
That's true, but I mean,
Think, I would just say, think of all of the Spider properties that they've said they're going to make movies about in the last 10 years.
That they haven't.
And you've gotten Into the Spider-Verse animated, which was actually pretty good. They should make more of those. I have no problem with that. But then you got Venom, which made a shit ton of money, but was absolute crap.
Still
But
not
there-
seen it.
We own it.
Like Silver and Black has been in production longer than Venom was, right? And they haven't shot a frame of it yet. I
It'll come
think
out the
that
same day as Gambit.
we're gonna get an Apple Sony merger before any of this happens. All the Spider rights will revert back to Disney, and we can avoid terrible Spider movies in the future. Sony, without Disney, has made one good Spider-Man movie. One, and it's called Spider-Man 2. Beyond that, the rest of them are garbage.
The first
Before you
one-
get on me about how great the first Spider-Man was,
Like, where's the meat?
the Green Goblin costume is atrocious.
I'll crush you like a bug, Spider-Man.
That movie's hilariously bad.
I love it.
which
I
one?
actually don't like those movies.
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw's ready. That's the best part of that movie.
It is. Bonesaw.
That was last Macho
I
Man.
don't like those movies.
I don't even know what they're talking about.
Your man Hulk.
The original Spider-Man.
Were you born yet?
Yes,
No.
I was born
They were
yet.
not born yet.
I remember going to go see it in theaters.
In
I
utero.
remember falling asleep in theaters.
Because you were in the safety of your mother's womb still.
Were you the bassinet?
No.
Mark, were you still in Alaska?
He wasn't that old.
He was in a box,
Yeah, I was probably in the last one.
but it was like a file box. It wasn't his big box.
We're talking about like the original Spider-Man trilogy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like what, 2000?
2001 on up.
Alfred Molina as Doc Ock is fantastic. Spider-Man is actually really great in part 2. It could have been a standalone. You didn't need all the Uncle Ben garbage and the Green Goblin. You didn't need to bring Harry back and make him the Green Goblin again. You can just watch Spider-Man 2 and enjoy everything that's great about the Raimi trilogy with none of the garbage. It's the perfect Spider-Man movie.
I think J.K. Simmons is the best cast comic book character ever.
That's the best thing they did in Far From Home was have him be the mid credits.
Did you see that they?
And then they're like, "No, shit on that. We're not going to have fun anymore."
Spider-Man in the third one.
Did you see that they
Doing
made a
his
web?
strut down the street. That's all I remember from that whole thing.
I always
I
thought
liked making fun of it.
Did you know that they just made that a website and he's doing updates on it?
Oh, nice. I did not know that.
Like he's talking about the Night Monkey. Isn't that what?
Wait, I want to know how they have the rights to use the MCU stuff and web stuff.
Because no one cares.
Well, I mean,
I honestly don't see that as nobody caring. I think that somebody at Disney will send them a cease and desist at a certain point.
no, it's mainly just focusing on the search for Morbius, search for Morris Bench. They do talk about Thor's hammer on it. Well, I'm dropping shit out of my mouth. I just had a stroke.
Do you need
Damn
the
it.
vacuum cleaner?
Yeah.
Because you're not
Mark-
messing up the studio.
What?
Can you
We just
help?
got vacuum bags. It's fine.
Okay.
Wait for the cats
He's
to
gonna have
clean
to
it up.
clean up once he leaves that room.
Odin, get
And don't crunch them into my new carpeting.
Odin's eating it.
Needs a vacuum cleaner for the most part.
As long as he cleans it, I'm fine.
We're good. I'm
You're
done.
gonna find a pile of puppy puke covered in pumpkin seeds. He's be like, it tasted good. It did not feel good.
It's gonna be like All Hallows Eve 2, and the pumpkin's gonna grow out of him. Yeah, it's gonna be scary.
You watch weird
Poor
movies.
dog.
Oh, I am
I
pumped
do
about
watch
El
weird
Camino though.
movies.
Oh yeah, that looks good. That new trailer dropped.
Drew,
during
did you watch?
I have
Breaking
not
Bad?
seen the trailer for El Camino. I did not watch Breaking Bad.
See, now that's a show that I figured you would have seen.
I watched the first season and I was like, this is pretty good. And that's before anybody else was watching it.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like a Breaking Bad hipster. I was like, you guys should watch this show. And I got like 2 episodes into season 2 and I was like, nope, done with it.
That's
So-
how I go ahead.
When are they coming out with that 2-hour movie where they just cut out all the fluff of Breaking Bad? I heard they were going to do that a while ago, but I haven't heard anything since.
It's called El Camino, and it comes out October 11th on Netflix.
Oh,
So
that
does
is
it
what you guys
is
talked about.
is Heisenberg still alive?
No.
No.
Nope.
No, but if
But
you
he's
go
in the
to-
movie.
but he's in the movie, and also, what the hell is the guy's name from Better Call Saul?
Saul.
Mike.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Mike's in it.
Is
the guy
Saul
that-
in the movie? Because that show's awesome.
He should be though, because he's alive.
See what is looking right now, like very confused. Like you didn't watch Breaking Bad, but you like
Yeah.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Yeah, Better Call Saul is funny. And Breaking
Sure.
Bad was just like, why don't you tell your wife you're making all this money, dummy? It'll solve all your problems. Just be honest
Keep
for one
watching
fucking
the
second.
show.
Why? You know what? It was like
I didn't
too.
watch it
It was too long. I don't know what happened,
Let's go. What do you
but they
want?
waited too long.
Oh my! It was 5 seasons.
And
And the first one only
they
6
should have wrapped. They should have wrapped that. I'm not going to tell my wife shit up in the second season.
He did. He told her he was the one that knocks.
Yeah, as I said, they may have actually. You just had to keep watching.
Well, I was done.
Okay.
I watched what's her name, Jessica Jones overdose, and then I was like, nope, done.
I still haven't watched that 3rd season of that. I know you preach it.
Jessica Jones season 3 is actually way better than Jessica Jones season 2,
I'd hope so.
and it's on par, I think, with the first season. I think they do a lot of really interesting things with it. The way they tell the story of her basically dying the entire way through the show. She gets stabbed in like second episode or whatever, and then she's like basically dying as she's going through this whole thing, and it's a really cool look at the way they build up superheroes, and you finally get some cool stuff with Hellcat. So I think there's a lot of payoff in season 3 that they really didn't need season 2 for, but a lot of season 3 is based on the fallout of season 2. So they could have just, if you watch the recap of season 2 right before season 3 and you skip season 2 altogether, you'll be fine.
Okay, Drew, did you watch Ozark on Netflix?
I'm one season into Ozark.
Okay, so do you like it?
I do. I enjoy it.
It's Breaking Bad.
It's better than Breaking Bad. The acting's better. Like infinitely. That kid who plays the meth head in Breaking Bad, that guy couldn't act his way on the wet paper bag.
Who? Pinkman?
He was in that. Yeah, he was in that Need for Speed movie.
You're talking about Aaron Paul, the other
Aaron
main
Paul.
character?
Yeah, he's fucking terrible.
Yo,
Mr.
White. Oh, go. Well, the topics are you, man. I turned it up. Yeah, you go. Tag, you're in.
Yeah, what's another topic? I didn't bring anything. I just got back from The Shining.
Cat,
you guys want to talk about
something?
the Joker controversy?
I got a little something.
Yeah,
So, The Edge of Sleep, the podcast series, just started premiering. They've got the first 2 episodes out.
What is this Edge of Sleep, Cat?
So, The Edge of Sleep stars Mark Fishbach, aka Markiplier, here on the YouTubes. If you don't know who Markiplier is, clearly you don't watch Let's Plays.
Yeah, he plays that Minecraft and he has pink hair.
Yeah, he plays all sorts of nonsense. But he is voicing a character on The Edge of Sleep. And the idea is some sort of something happens. And if you fall asleep, you are going to die. And a number of the population went to sleep one night.
Hey, hold up. Your cat's peeing on him.
Gone. He's not peeing on him. He's just attacking him. It's fine.
That pee hurts.
Look at that.
So our main characters right now, it's a night watchman and a nurse, like an ER nurse. And we find out that the entire hospital's, like, their whole patient roster just died in the middle of the night. And we have no idea why. And they're trying to figure it out. So they're not sure if it's airborne. They're not sure if it's something to do with medications. And it seems to be affecting everyone in this area. So the 2 characters just went house to house, basically like breaking in doors, like looking and like checking people out to see if they're alive. I was like, yeah, it's pretty good though. And there's a bunch of like weird like sleep stuff and like halfway coherent dream stuff thrown in there. So if you're bored and looking for a podcast,
Where do you find time to listen to this?
at work. What do you do at work?
A lot of stuff.
I listen to podcasts.
Look at that cat. The cat looks evil.
He is a little bit. This is the one that cut my eye open.
See, and he's still in your house.
Yeah,
Cats are
That's
fucking
Coming
up.
for you
Midnighter.
next, Chad.
that's my baby. He might come in there. He's the one that breaks into the studio all the time.
He really does.
So I'd be careful if I were you, Chad.
I hate.
Maybe not touch his Pegasus toys.
I won't touch anything. Cats like take your souls.
Get your
They like-
claws out of my leg.
Claws out, pinkies. What's that? What's Comic Man Andy say? Pinkies out.
Keep it classy. He also says I'm filled with hate tonight. I think it's just my cold. I hate things normally, but I think I sound like I hate them more tonight.
He said cats are evil.
Cats are evil, but it's okay. They're cute.
And
I
they're
mean, yeah, I've known a lot
Like,
of girls like
Dogs are your best friend. They're there to serve you. They're there to basically, they're ride or die. That's what a dog is. A
Yeah.
cat's just kind of like, this amuses me, and they cut your face.
Yeah, a dog. Let me just give you another analogy. A dog is like a friend.
Yeah.
A cat is like an evil ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
You're like, I love you, and they're like, slap.
Like you can go away to war and come back, and a dog will like literally cry and faint, and a cat will like, where the fuck have you been? Where's my food? Fuck you, and then just walk away. Like people have to board their dogs when they go away. Like
Cats,
dogs,
you just change the litter and give them food. They don't care.
throw some food, and I'll see you in a week. Ugh. And they're always like showing their butt.
They will eat your face after you sleep.
They're always just showing. They're always just
or something.
They're always showing their butthole at you.
That's because they're rude.
Yeah, like I don't want to see your butthole.
Cats are like strippers. They show you the butthole. They pretend that they care, but you know they don't.
No, they're not going to call you in the morning.
As soon as the cocaine's gone, so are they.
It's just the girlfriend experience.
Plus the $200. What? Okay.
So Carson, how's it going up there?
I would never pay for a girlfriend experience because I really don't need somebody to tell me how much they hate my mother.
I have a question for all of you. And this goes for the chat too. Here it is. If you could take, okay, so you're with a significant other, and your significant other has a disease that is awful, and they're going to suffer the rest of their life, and you have a pill that you can give them, but they'll automatically hate you, and you can't be with them or anything. But they'll be cured. Do you give them the pill, or do you let them fucking suffer?
I've got a better question, but I'm going to go ahead and answer yours first.
I want to see what everybody says. Carson, what would you do?
I kind of spaced out during all that. What'd you say? I was clicking the chat with the thing about Andy like putting his finger in something, and then I clicked pinkies out and then alternated. It was fun.
All right, Kat, what would you do?
All right,
I had a good laugh at that too.
Clearly, I don't want to see my Mark suffer. So, yes, I am going to give him the pill. However, I'm also going to be chaining his ass to that box, so he's never going to be able to leave me. I'm just going to force feed him until he's like Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, he's going to hate you, but he's still.
I'm fine with it. At least he's going to be well
like
fed.
everybody's saying pill. Give him the pill. I'd give them half the pill and take the other half. Okay, Chris Barrett.
So Chris Barrett's going to hate them too.
So he's going to be like bedridden for the rest of their life.
Hate himself.
See, the thing is, in that case, Chris Barrett, they only are half cured, and you get the other half of the disease. So you guys get to die sooner,
Together.
but hating each other. You get to stay together, hate each other, but die young enough to still be filled with regret at the end.
That's true. No, you answered. He'd let me die.
I would not let you die.
At least you still love him for it.
You already said you were going to change my boss to turn me into Jabba the Hutt.
No, he saw my insurance policy the other day. So he's gonna let me die.
That's actually a good plan, Mark.
Oh, here. You're
cheaper to keep her.
With the medical
more
plans in
lucrative
this
to let her
country,
die.
that pill's going to be awfully expensive.
So you know how we're trying, like I'm trying to get this thing at the aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
And Kat's like, oh, like she wants to pet a shark and all this other shit. And I said literally to her the other day, I'm like, aren't you allergic to fish? And Mark's like, no, she'll be fine.
She's allergic to the ocean, but she'll be all right.
She'll just take a bunch of pills. It'll be fine.
Chad, I got a really great question for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another hypothetical, and the chat can chime in as well. And Kat, I'm not going to gender bend this, so just assume that when I say girlfriend and mom, that it means dad and boyfriend or dad and husband. So now, here's the deal, right? Your mom and your girlfriend, they have a Freaky Friday body swap, right?
Oh,
your mom has your mom's body, but your girlfriend's personality, and your girlfriend has your mom's personality, but your girlfriend's body. And the only way to set it right is to have sex with one of them. Who do you choose?
Yeah, you're Stan.
I'm like, fuck it. You guys are golden. I was adopted, I think.
Yeah, well, that's a falsehood.
Chad's Oedipus Rexing it.
I'm just saying. Who do you choose? Do you bang your mom, who is your girlfriend, or you bang your girlfriend, who is your mom?
I don't think I can do
Can we find someone else?
No.
No, it has to be you.
Has to be you.
Look,
I guess
the chat literally
Yeah.
isn't even moving at this point
Everybody's just thinking about it.
because nobody wants to even respond, man.
Look, here's the deal. When I was asked this question, I immediately said to myself, "There's no way," right? See, here's the thing. Your girlfriend, who has the personality of your mom, does your mom have a nickname she calls you? Would you love hearing that in bed?
Oh God, no.
Exactly. So you have to have sex with your mom.
Yeah, that's
That's just the way it goes.
there's a third option you're forgetting here.
what's that?
Yeah, suck off a shotgun. That's what I do.
You can literally just say, sorry, no. Pass.
You can finger bang them both at the same time and see what happens.
Nope.
Probably nothing. And then you did it for nothing.
I just ate. I don't want to throw up now.
So wait, you have to have sex with one of them.
You
or
have to have sex with
One of them.
I was gonna say,
Either
what?
your mom and your girlfriend's body or your girlfriend and your mom's body.
We can't just lock them in a room and just ignore it and have the switch go back.
Nope.
That'll never go back, Mark. You can walk away from the whole situation, but then you'll never speak to your mom or your significant other ever again.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I
It would make Christmas very awkward.
It's going to make Christmas awkward either way.
what's Christmas?
I've always wanted to bang Lita, but she kind of looks like my mom now.
Your mom wears her panties above her waistline?
Yeah, we don't talk about that. That's what they called me in high school.
Panties above your waistline?
That's my nickname in high school.
Panties above your waistline was your nickname in high school?
Did you get a lot of do you have a bully situation, Chad?
We don't want to talk about that. That's what my other nickname was.
Ricky Marstad wants to know if the Dark Jedi Joruus C'baoth could be Snoke. No, Snoke is nobody and he's dead. They've covered that. Ryan Johnson says Snoke is nobody. He's dead.
Huh.
If you had any questions about it, stop asking them because Ryan Johnson says it doesn't matter.
Does he get upset about that, Ryan Johnson?
He gets upset when you ask him anything about answers to questions he should have had in his movie that weren't there because he doesn't care.
That was a terrible
Mark's
movie.
being assaulted down there.
Yeah. What's that?
So I think Mark's being assaulted by Midnighter down there, and it was
Yeah.
A little bit.
funny.
You getting some of that down there assault? Didn't know your cat was Bill Cosby.
Oh.
2 nights in a row we had Bill Cosby references.
What? There's a Bill Cosby reference last night?
No, that was the night. That was the night before.
No. Modern Men.
Yeah, you helped me like be a little upset too.
Look how grumpy she looks.
Probably because you're holding her up like that. She's like, put me down.
She looks so disgruntled right now.
So,
She's like, I never approved my appearance on the internets.
so what's the controversy on the Joker, man?
Oh man, okay, all right. The U.S. military has been warned, right, by their superiors about incel violence in the Joker movie. Like they want people to be on guard. Thousands of theaters nationwide have banned any sort of costuming entrance to the Joker movie because they don't want there to be any violence. There's a big to-do about the Joker movie before its release. They're very concerned about people shooting up these theaters, and the director and producers of the movies are saying that it's a bunch of far-left nonsense. But at the same time, it's a very, very hot button issue in a country that is, at this point, guys, anything can really happen.
Yeah.
This is not the America of yesteryear. It's definitely a strange place and a strange time. Do you guys think that there is cause for all this alarm for the Joker movie?
Well, the last big mass shooting, wasn't it in the Batman?
Dark Knight Rises.
Well, Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, it was. Well, no, it was Dark Knight.
Yeah, it was The Dark Knight.
It was The
Yeah, it
Dark
was the
Knight.
Joker movie.
I thought it was Rises.
I know, because I wasn't allowed to see that in theaters.
They pulled it.
Mm-hmm. I would say that it's taken a bit far. I know our theaters around here, you're not allowed to wear any sort of a costume at all, even on Halloween. Just they take it that seriously. I know when Halloween's 2018 just came out, there were a bunch of people that were trying to dress up as Michael Myers, and they got booted from the theater pretty quickly. But a few of them actually came with real knives. So, I mean, there's a lot of crazy people out there, and yeah, it has been an issue. I would say that I don't think it's the issue that everyone's just like, oh, well, a bunch of theaters are going to get shot up. No, I think there might be one or two very sick-minded individuals who might have that thought cross their mind. But for the most of it, it's just a bunch of nerds. Let's be honest. Like all of us, we're just a bunch of nerds.
Look, man, I respect the fact that it's just a bunch of nerds, right? But when you look at 4chan and 8chan, that's just a bunch of nerds too, right?
Yeah.
When you look at the white supremacist march in Charlottesville, that was just a bunch of nerds too. You know, you're talking about internet communities that get riled up or will rile people up for a lot of different reasons. And it's just one of those things that I think you should err on the side of caution. I don't think that people should be afraid to go out and live their lives and go to movie theaters. What I do think is that when you put a movie out that is basically, I haven't seen it yet. Okay. So I won't speak on the content of it, but as far as the people who have reviewed that movie so far, it seems that there's a glorification of like a outsider incel type, right? Rising up and becoming something more than what he is, right? And he does that through violence, apparently. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but from everything I've read about it so far, it seems like something like Taxi Driver. If Taxi Driver came out today,
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
Mm-hmm.
people would not react to it the same way they did in the 70s, right? It would be a call to arms for the underappreciated, the incel class that resides on these 4chan and 8chan message boards, right? That revolves around their anonymity to feel powerful in a world where they don't feel powerful. And rising up and being violent is definitely an answer to that, to a lot of people with a lot of different issues. So I don't think that it's that far out of the realm of possibility for them to need to be on guard.
I think they do need to be on guard, especially with the way that there's been a lot of shootings recently, a ton. And I think people sometimes, I hate to say it, some people are, whatever the reasoning for it is, they might have been bullied or they want to be famous in their own, their morals, their code. It's a bad joke dropped at the first sign of trouble. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know. I think that will it hurt the Joker's box? Do you guys think this is going to hurt the Joker's box office? The fact that it's controversial already.
I think no.
I think if anything, it'll help it, because there are going to be people that want to see it to see what it's about. There are going to be people that are like, oh, so, people are saying that we shouldn't go see this. So they're going to see it just to protest it. And of course, there's going to be the nerds that want to go see it because it's a Joker movie, You
introduce anarchy, upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos.
I honestly, there's a lot of things going on here with the Joker origin that I think lend themselves to a psychopath taking up that cause. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I do not. Will it stop me from seeing the movie in theaters? No, it won't. But look, there's been 6 people, right, in the past 5 years that have died from vaping. Okay. And because it was a story on the news that people have died from vaping, my mother has cornered me and being like, I don't want you vaping. They're vaping, the vaping. Oh, the vaping. More people were killed by choking on Fruity Pebbles last year than by vaping Fruity Pebbles. But because it's a news story and becomes sensationalized, how many people out there, like my mother, aren't going to drive their kids to the theater to see this movie? And I know it's rated R, and I know that it's not a movie for kids, but if you think that the majority of the box office for this isn't going to be teenagers who are getting their parents to take them or drop them off at the movie theater, that's just, you know, I think it's going to affect the bottom line of this movie. I'll be honest. I do. I think that it will affect opening weekend sales for tickets. And I think that it won't be enough to hurt it, like overall, as far as profitability. But I think that it will be something in people's minds. I think people get freaked out about situations like the theater shooting in Colorado. I think that still sticks. How long ago was that? And that still sticks in people's minds.
Yeah.
About what, 8 years?
Right.
It's been a while.
So people still think about that. So I think that this will be something that people will be more cognizant of than you guys think.
Well, let me ask Seawood. Seawood, did you think anybody was going to chop down your door and say, "Here's Johnny"?
Well, I don't know. There were some weirdos in that screening, but yeah, I mean, no, I definitely didn't think there was anything super crazy that was going to happen during the show. It wasn't like a packed theater or anything like that, though.
I'm not looking for any kind of debate. I recently had an event this summer that really, really screwed me up back in May. And the only thing I can say is what I learned from the situation is you can't not live your life.
True.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. If it's your time to go, it's your time to go, I guess. Fuck it. 2 tears in a bucket. That's why you got to do a whole bunch of Coke and...
You know what I say, Chad? I say 2 tears in a bucket, fuck it, eat chicken nuggets.
I like it. All right.
Spicy chicken nuggets.
If you don't like it, you can suck it.
You can get 10 of them for $1.49 at your local Burger King. Don't sleep on that deal.
Wendy's spicy nuggets are better.
Yeah, no shit, but they cost like $6 for 10 of them.
We just got the coupon in the mail where it's buy one get one free, so I'm getting nuggets.
What? That's 20 nuggets.
I know.
Go to Burger King and order 100 nuggets. You can
My
get
dog likes Burger King
nuggets.
nuggets.
For $10. 100 nuggets for $10.
You know you can buy the 30-pack of nuggets now at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, Chick-fil-A shit's good.
Look,
Yeah,
dude, I came home from
limited,
work the other day,
but
and my daughter had this giant fucking box full of nuggets, and she's like, "Don't eat my nuggets," and I was like, "Bitch, you got plenty. You got plenty to share." I grabbed a handful of them bitches and I went in the other room.
Did you ever go get their breakfast? They have these like honey buns. They're like, and they put a little piece of like nuggets on them.
Yeah, the little chicken biscuits.
Oh my god, those things are like crack.
Change our name to the Nugget Core.
have you guys ever had Hardee's?
Yeah,
chicken nuggets?
do not tempt me. I've got all the information. I can log in and change this to the Nugget Core real quick.
That stuff
What do
is
you-
good.
Are
You
you
guys are all talking about
outside the fritters is what that's going to be called next week.
Nick, yeah,
Outside the nuggets.
we're gonna talk about poutine.
Yeah, poutine, baby. Right out of Canada. Hey, ain't nothing like some gravy fries with cheese curds in it. That shit is delicious.
Yeah.
Hey, Carson, are you a chicken guy?
Does it? I feel like you're setting me up for it. It doesn't matter.
I know, no,
It's been a while.
I haven't done that.
Yeah, I like chicken nuggets. That's why I said Wendy's chicken nuggets are pretty badass.
Carson's like a battered wife.
I did just watch The Shining. Poor old Wendy. You know, I will say this about The Shining. Wendy did a fuckload of work in that movie. She ran the hotel. She took up a radio hobby. She learned how to operate the radio. She learned how to operate the generator. She had a log she was doodling on. And she cooked all of their meals. She did all of their laundry. And all Jack did was type like, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I'm like, what an asshole.
Drink and go after
Yeah.
and make
drink
I
ghost.
may be
Look,
the only
man.
I swear I might be the only person that liked this movie, but she was olive oil.
And
And
the Popeye
Popeye.
movie,
Yeah.
the Popeye
Oh,
movie
my-
is awesome.
I love that movie. Now
The Robin
go back,
Williams one.
go back and get fucked up and
Oh,
watch that
man.
show.
Dude, we need to do a show where we all watch the Popeye movie. We can bring Legend will not shut up about it. I
Oh
bet.
my god, he would even
We could do a commentary track of the Popeye movie,
he would
Yeah.
like what Miss Explained Tonight
Yeah,
did.
look at that spinach.
I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not gonna do it.
Dude, Carson said the funniest thing in the chat today.
Okay.
What?
When Comic Man Andy said something about stepping on his toes, and he's like, "Oh, all those off the rails shows. I don't have any feet left."
I'm surprised no one else caught that.
Dude, I popped so hard for that.
Yesterday I was working on his background, and I'm like, Mark, take pictures of your house. He's like, why? Do it.
Man, I'm glad Mark doesn't ask too many questions.
You're just like, just do it. Okay.
Okay, whatever.
I'm going to need some high-res photos of your dwelling, sir. All right, why not?
And then he comes back and says, I think the second one's better.
Yep.
And, what was it the other night, dude? Oh wait, you got to hear the backstory. The other night he showed up on that on the off air, and it was Mark. I don't know where Katie's at.
Cat Ren is somewhere.
Yeah.
It said Cat Ren is somewhere.
Well, yeah,
And he's sitting there eating in that hat with those glasses, wearing his JD Paul shirt,
Oh yeah.
and with like a desert background. It was
Yep.
just like it was so random, and I was so pissed off we weren't still live.
That was a pretty awesome live.
Okay,
It was pretty great.
Full disclosure. He and I were arguing for like a good hour before then of him like trying to set all this up, and I was yelling at him about how he had to take all of it down, and then he broke one of our light fixtures for the
It's
setup.
sparking.
And it was sparking. It was still turned on, and I was like grabbing the cats, and I was like, "Turn it off!" And they're like the sparks,
I think it's hilarious that Mark went through all that trouble just to pop the boys. It was pretty great.
and he still showed up.
and then I love talking to these two because they tell me some stories that like I'm like working on something and the like Cat's talking and it resonates with me after the fact. Like the story, I'm like, oh my god, what? She's talking to me about this toothless cat, and I'm like, she says this toothless cat comes to their window and wants to fight the other cats, and I'm like, what? And I'm sitting there going, you like just sit around and watch it go fucking fight the cat.
Okay, all right.
And it has no-
Mortal cat bite.
But yet, wait, I'm going to do a full disclosure on this one. She has been approached by the police to get rid of the cat, but yet she's still feeding this cat that has no teeth.
I don't want it to starve.
Because I honestly believe that this cat is going to be catnapped and taken to Carson's house when they go to pick Carson up.
They're just gonna leave it at Carson's.
Oh, it all became clear now.
I'm
Her
with
name
you,
is
dude.
Callie.
I got you back there, Sherlock.
She's a calico.
It's got a whole
Oh.
backstory. It was
Um,
living on the streets. It's seen some shit, Carson. It's seen some shit.
It doesn't even meow anymore.
It's in
It just-
need
it
of
just kinda
love.
It kind of goes
It's like dust comes out of its mouth when it
a little bit.
I need to vape.
I also learned the other
This is
day.
sad.
So the other day, I learned that you never leave your sunroof open because I opened that car door, and the next thing I hear in the back seat is this cat going. I scared the shit out of me. I
So
swear.
what did you do? Just drive around with the cat the rest of the day?
No, I literally threw the cat out of the sunroof again. Went back
Go,
inside-
he goes,
yeah, pretty much.
I was just like Mark driving along the interstate and just stray cats jumping in their car because they know it's a safe haven.
he's driving down the road throwing fucking cats at people. It's like a crazy cat lady on The Simpsons.
Yeah, don't worry. I just take the cats and wash them down by the river on the washboard. Just take it and throw it over the shoulder.
No, but I feel bad.
My God.
So I feed her.
And then, full disclosure, they have a cat that lives in their fucking wall.
No.
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 That is not what happened. Okay, I am going to correct you on this one. No, we're renovating the
I was
house.
sitting there thinking last night. She said, let me give you my. I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, did she just say that fucking Mark had to go get a cat out of the fucking wall?
Oh, cat in the wall, huh?
And I'm like, wait, what?
Okay, all right.
It's always sunny.
So we are currently doing a lot of renovations around the house. Like we changed out both the roofs, redid sidewalks, this, that, whatever. A lot of landscaping. All different rooms one at a time. Well, our kitchen, we opened up one of the walls and found the original washer and dryer hookups. And there's like this like opening for it, and I was like, we haven't sealed it back up yet. Well, we just kind of put stuff in front of it because the cats keep trying to get into it. And this butthead decided to jump in the wall last night.
Way to go, butthead.
And then got stuck.
Good job, nerd.
Oh.
So Mark had to get her out.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, she's lazy too. When she gets put somewhere, she just kind of sits there and yells at you.
And she has all of her claws too.
Yeah, she does.
What the fuck was that? There's a cat in the wall. What?
It's better than the squirrels in the wall.
Did she just say
Always better than squirrels in the wall.
cat in the wall?
Always better.
That's the worst thing you can possibly have is squirrels in your wall.
Or raccoon?
Dude,
Actually,
I live in
one of
this
my-
townhouse, and the squirrels got into they have vaulted ceilings upstairs, so there's no attic access, right? And they get in through the neighbor's roof, right? Chew their way through the firewall,
Mhm.
all right? And get into my wall, right? I can't get them out. We moved from that house just because we couldn't get the squirrels out of the wall. Because eventually the squirrels died and they stunk like shit, and we couldn't get the landlord to come and cut the fucking wall open. So all this shit happens, but like before the squirrels are dying in the wall, I'm like downstairs in the living room one day, just playing Xbox. My daughter's taking a nap. She was real little at the time. And I hear thump, right? And then I hear skitter, 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 skitter all day long. The squirrel fell down into the space between the floorboards of the second floor and the ceiling of the first floor and could not get out and skittered around that fucker for a month straight before it died.
Oh.
It was just all day long. Skitter, 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 skitter. I could not get the fuck. Dude, it was the worst experience of my life.
Kind of like the telltale
Freak me
heart.
out.
Every time I see a dead squirrel on the side of the road that got ran over, I'm like, that's what you get. You son of
That's like chickens.
It's kind of like the bats.
They deserve it.
Ginny had a pet raccoon, and its name was Skeeter.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
I'm serious, man.
Jenny had a pet Jenny's a badass. I'm gonna say it right now.
Yeah, she
She's a badass.
she had a pet raccoon.
See, they say raccoons make really great pets, but as soon as they go through puberty, they'll leave and you'll never see them again.
I wish my kid would leave. He just stays.
He's just waiting for you to die, Chad.
He's gonna get everything.
I find all kinds of shards of glass everywhere now.
Mark apologized about breaking that light, Chad. Okay.
It was an accident.
He really tried to clean it up.
Does that say True Blood right here?
It does.
Did you get those
Okay.
comic books?
It's a cookbook. Yeah,
Oh,
I've got
okay.
some of the comics.
I
Is
have
it
a
for
bottle.
cannibals.
I have a bottle of True Blood somewhere, but I don't know.
So
where.
do I. It's on Cat Run Figures.
It's like Clamato juice, isn't it?
It's orange soda.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah. The
Come
bottle
home,
was
True
cool.
Blood.
It's true orange soda.
I-
The pride of Kel Mitchell's collection.
like since he doesn't collect comic books anymore, we should have Jason Smith on next Thursday because he is such an entertaining guest.
Mhm.
He's
Cool. I'll take the night off. Jason
He's-
Smith.
he's amazing.
You-
It's okay. We can
you-
talk about my
the only
friend.
problem is I need your banner to say Jason Smith, baby. If it does, you can be on the show.
Do you remember when Legend left it locked on him when he was doing the
that was
auction?
best auction moment ever. Hudak was getting so mad. Like, I don't even know what kind of concoction or drink Legend had to go make. He's like, I'll be right back. I gotta go get a
Dr. Pepper.
I gotta get my Sailor Jerry and Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper on.
He drinks Dr. Pepper and Coke Zero, I think, all the time.
He gets in that Sailor Jerry every once in a while.
But in reality,
get
it's probably
entertaining.
like 2 or 3 minutes, but it felt like an hour when he locked that camera on Jason Smith. Good times.
Yeah, Smithers always brings the heat. We all know that.
Wait, Kat, wasn't Legend talking one time about a Spawn that he sold?
Yeah. He sold it to me.
He had no clue. He was like, "Yeah, I had this Spawn."
He's like,
No,
I wish I still had that book. And it's like, it's okay. It went to a good home. I got a good
Was it
deal now.
was it a newsstand #1? 'Cause that's the only
Maybe.
Spawn book to have besides those weird homage
number
covers
9.
and like the high grades or the high
I
numbers.
do love
whatever.
my number 9.
It was like 187s or whatever they are. Seawood, you know Spawn. Once that Spawn when do those covers pop? Those late covers.
So
So like
I
140.
guess probably,
somewhere there?
probably like right where you said about the 180s is where they brought
Okay.
back McFarlane and Capullo, I think.
And then they did
Not
all
a
those
huge
homage
Spawn
covers.
guy, but yeah, the homage covers came. Well, I think they're
Those
somewhere
are-
in the 200s,
Okay.
and then they've been doing them obviously recently, with the
Right.
300s. So
Yeah, I just know that like outside of a newsstand #1, no Spawns really pop that big, except for those homage covers.
well, number 9's your
I
other
like the
issue you want.
Gunslinger
It's first
Spawns.
Angela.
Yeah, I mean that one's got some traction now, but I
Yeah.
mean it's still
No,
a
it's
really
not. It's-
affordable book.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm seeing
Oh,
dollar
yeah.
bins all the time.
Yeah,
I
but like
think
most
I have-
Spawn
Really?
books are dollar bin fodder, with the exception of
Yeah.
just a
We're,
few.
we're gonna go with Carson because I need to complete that.
I have a Spawn cover that's made to look.
No, if you need numbers, let me know. I'll look for them.
Okay.
Because I saw some today for cheap, but I didn't buy them. So if you need numbers, let me know. I can find them.
Okay.
I have a
Hit you up.
I have a Spawn that has the covers made to look like The Walking Dead #1, but I don't.
Oh yeah. Is it the one that came out like last year or the year before?
Yeah, it's when they did all the
The
image
homage,
covers
yeah.
were
Yeah.
Walking Dead homages.
Yeah,
I dig those, man. I thought those were all pretty
Yeah,
cool.
some good ones.
I liked the I Hate Fairyland.
Yeah,
homage
yeah,
for it.
yeah. I love everything about I Hate Fairyland. That book
I
is great.
love that
The
book.
ending of it was even so fucking hilarious. It's like, wait, we went through all that for nothing, but it was still a great joke to end it on. I love that stuff. You know, I'm happy that Young got his chance to write Deadpool. I thought that was a fun run. I'm happy that he's doing Middle West because that's a really fun project as well, and I really love that. But
I miss I
and
Hate
Bully Wars was a fun run too. I thought that was fun stuff, but he hasn't done a book where he has written and drawn it all the way he did Fairyland. And yeah, man, I'm missing that.
That's what made me a young
Chris
fan.
Barrett says basically Spawn 1 through 10 are the pricey Spawn. False, sir. Spawn
I have a
1
lot of
1 through 8 and number 10 are dollar books with the exception of the newsstand #1. If
go
you
sit at any local shop and you'll guarantee to have a Spawn #1 walk in at some point in that day, and you can buy it for $5.
and unless it's a newsstand and then you're looking to spend 15 to 25 on it. Unless it's
Wasn't
great
number
at-
10 kind of cool to have? Isn't that the Cerberus appearance, which they won't reprint because it has Cerberus in it? That's
Yeah,
still a
but
dollar
I
book.
mean, it's
It's kind of cool.
that Andy's
A
right.
little note.
Super low print run stuff is like 180 to
Yeah.
195 range is the most expensive, and it's all these homage covers. And nobody was reading Spawn at the time. I mean, I say nobody. A lot of people were reading Spawn. At the
Oh, we
time,
gotta talk-
comparatively.
Nothing
we gotta make
compared to
we
what
gotta
it
make
was.
this we gotta make this like off the outside the issues. There's not gonna be a Spawn movie.
There will never be another Spawn movie, and if there is another Spawn movie, Todd McFarlane will not be directing it. And if
I
there is
think
no
maybe
Spawn movie-
animated.
That'd be nice.
I don't.
The HBO
I
animated was
don't
awesome.
want to see.
Mhm.
The HBO
another
animated
live
covers the
action
first 2 volumes, and that's really
I
all
wanna
Spawn
see
needs to be.
animation. And I want some Angela in it.
You're not going to get Angela.
One is not the first Spawn, Chris Barrett. First Spawn is in Malibu.
Man, I've had so much fun going outside the issues, guys.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding.
Look, you want to talk about something outside the issues? I can go into a scene-by-scene recreation of the Downton Abbey movie.
No, we're good with this.
There's a butler, and he's like, I want to be the butler. And then this other butler's like, I was the butler before, and I will be the butler. When the king comes.
And then one butler comes out and then stabs the other butler through the throat. And then the last butler says the butler did it.
Well,
No, but none of that exciting stuff happened. There was an assassination plot, and it was the most boring, confusing assassination plot in the history of movies.
Did your girlfriend make you go see that?
I took her and I took my mother at the same time. It ended. My girlfriend's like, "That's so good." And my mom was in tears, and I'm like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Wait, is that the night that the swap happened? You had to have that answer.
Good job, Mark. He said you
Mark. The answer is both.
Oh,
you want to cover your bases, you get it done.
Hey,
knock them both out.
Seawood cannot be with us next or tomorrow, right?
All right, yeah. Don't send your hate mail.
What?
I won't be there. I have to work.
What?
So I want to ask a question tonight.
Quit your job, Carson. Just quit.
Next week is October, and we wanted to, and you re-upped your Shudder, right?
I sure did. I got a 2-month free trial.
So why don't
we just watch porn and make it Cocktober?
Well, we could start our Troma 7-week free trial, our 7-day free trial. Sure, we can find plenty on there. Yeah, Troma is a streaming service too. It turns out it's probably hilarious. But yeah, what do you want to review on Shudder, Chad?
Well, I mean, I wish I knew somebody that like knew a lot about cinema, maybe knew a lot about horror, that could pick a bunch of horror flicks. Damn it.
Oh, dude, there's so much good stuff.
Let's watch Human Centipede.
No.
Okay.
I did watch Chopping Mall last night. It was pretty hilarious.
Chris Barrett wants to know if anybody tried to fillet the butler. And the butler actually goes to an underground gay speakeasy.
Oh, so he's gay.
Yeah, and there's like dudes with mustaches dancing, and there's a jazz band.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, and the cops all come and arrest them for being perverts because it's like 1800s London.
Yeah.
I just started the Lucio Fulci Gates of Hell trilogy. Never watched it before. It's supposed to be really good.
So what are we going to pick? Let's pick a scary flick.
Let's bring up the old Shudder app. We could watch I'd watch Phantasm.
Shudder.
I want somebody to give us like a real 8mm.
Hey, can you guys watch Phantasm and I'll show up all ready to talk about Mask of the Phantasm?
Yeah, we could do that.
It'll be a fun gag. I'll be like, well, when Batman, and he'll be like, no, he's not in it. I'll be like, well, he was in
what
the
does
one
that
I
to do with
watched.
flying silver balls, Drew?
Oh, okay.
Hey, man.
So there's 5 of us. Let's all pick. Let's pick a flick.
We'll all pick one.
All right. So, see, what would you say, Phantasm?
Yeah, sure. I'll say Phantasm. Because
All right.
Phantasm 2 is not on there. Otherwise, I would have said Phantasm 2. So I'll pick the first Phantasm.
Marky Mark. Exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
Do we have to have Shudder? I don't have Shudder.
No, I mean, just fucking watch it however you fucking
I can just watch a scary movie.
I think Behind the Mask would be an interesting one.
The Rise of Leslie Vernon, right?
Yep.
All right. Cat.
All right. Does it have to be Halloween?
No, it just has to be a scary.
Okay.
I'm
really
wait.
torn
It just
because
has to be scary?
Yeah.
My birth video.
No.
That was
one
terrifying.
needs to see that, honey.
It was terrifying for everyone.
Yeah, I know.
The origin of a madman.
My conception was horrible.
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
I wasn't there, Chad. I'm not your dad.
All right, Cat, come on.
All right.
Just pick a movie you've seen them all.
Pick a number between 1 and 10 and watch that Friday the 13th.
All right. Let's pick it up. I'll go.
Dude, no. Cat, you have to watch it. You have to watch the best movie ever.
What's
Season
that?
of the Witch.
God, no.
You have to watch it.
Is that the one with the bees? The bees.
It's the one with the masks.
Oh. What's the movie that he hollers peas? Peas.
That's the Nick Cage.
The Wicker Man.
The Wicker
Oh,
Man,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
Anyway, Kat, what was your pick you were about to say?
I'm gonna go with All Cheerleaders Die, just because I want to force you guys to watch that movie.
Is that on the Shutter thing?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay.
No. We don't have to watch it, right?
What?
You just have to
I
watch it.
thought that was the point. We're all watching these
We're all
movies.
And we
Watch
all
the
have to
movie.
force each
Well, I gotta
other.
get Shutter now. It's gonna
Oh,
cost
you
me $1 million.
I got a 2-month free trial.
Oh, okay. It's gonna cost me $3.
It's all free. It's free
All right, Drew,
99.
pick one.
I gotta remember to cancel that shit. It's
Well,
gonna
you
take
won't
8 months of it before I
No,
remember to
no.
cancel it.
Anyway, Drew,
my
what's
mind.
your pick?
Change my mind.
I want to watch
Bloody
Halloween.
Birthday.
I want to watch Halloween Season of the Witch. It's the best one.
I'll watch Season of the Witch if you watch Bloody Birthday.
I don't know what Bloody Birthday is, but I know that
Bloody
making you all watch Season of the Witch is something that will
Chad, are you trying to disappear?
Yeah, he is.
I
back
got
in the
one.
cut.
The
He's laying in the
original
shelf.
I already
Yeah.
changed my show. It's Bloody Birthday.
Bloody Birthday, Season of the Witch, Phantasm. What was yours?
10-year-olds killing people.
Oh, what was mine?
Yeah.
Behind the
Behind the
Mask,
Mask.
Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Send me these in the chat so I can
I'm
I
not
can
gonna
remember.
any of
I
All
that.
right,
won't.
I got this ready, and
He
here it
picked
is.
Phantasm. What'd you got?
The original.
Old boy.
I Spit on Your Grave.
Oh.
Okay. It's a good one.
I should have picked a shittier movie.
Well, if
think
you're
really
gonna do us,
shitty movies
you know what? I'm
fantastic.
gonna be real. Let's take Season of the Witch out of this because I really don't want to watch that.
Me either. Season of the Witch.
How about I'm gonna throw something pretty modern in there with old school practical effects. Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, good.
What?
Drag Me to Hell.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
I saw it in theaters.
Not a fan.
There's a lot
Oh.
of vomiting in that movie.
Yeah, there is.
All right, cool. With that,
All
being said, good night, y'all. See you guys tomorrow night. Pinky's out. Check under your seat. Whatever the fuck. I'm out of here.
Look, Comic Man Andy's doing a CGC unboxing tomorrow night at 8:30. Check him out before you check out the Comic Wars. Going off the rails. Pinky's out to everybody out there in the community. If you're an X-Men fan, go check out my review of Powers of 10, number 5. It's on the Comic Core right now. Getting some traction. Check that shit out. I think I put a lot of work into it. If you don't like it, it's probably because you're a terrible person and nobody loves you.
You're a fucking horrible human being. I gotta
You probably because you kick kittens, you piece of shit.
because they
What's
have
wrong with getting kittens?
because they have assholes, man.